My name is William Songuchekwa. Okay, but we'll soon start in the next few minutes. So we'll implore you to just come down, sit down, and enjoy the program as it unfolds. But meanwhile, just have a little interactive session, just little one, based on what happened yesterday, our experiences, feedback, what we got, those that were here. Please, if you were yesterday, give me just your hand up. Those who were here yesterday. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay? We'll just have only 5 participants, 5 people that will just give us their experiences or experience that you had yesterday while we wait for the STEM girls to arrive. Only 5 of them. What you experienced, what you got, what you've learned, what your feedback, what you think that you actually gained from yesterday's lectures, yesterday's training, and the interactive session we had yesterday. Okay, who is going on? Only 5 persons. Okay.
Good afternoon. Yesterday, the lady taught us career in the oil and gas sector, how to build a career and school through the oil and gas sector. Thank you.
Please, can you clap for her now? How about? Indeed, she was there yesterday. So, who again?
Good afternoon. First of all, I think the first lady, that was Miss Adia. She spoke about how we can position ourselves for global excellence. She touched different energy sector parts, solar, wind, biofuel, and all of that. Then we had a lecturer, Dr. Adamu from, I think, Niger Delta, where he talked about how to create our portfolio and position ourselves. Then we had a very nice panel where they asked questions that involved AI and how AI and automation can influence the progress of the oil and gas sector. It was amazing.
Thank you very much. Can we clap for him? Okay, please give my brother.
Good afternoon, everybody.
Good afternoon.
Yesterday, we started with Ms. Bassi Adi, who talked about how to navigate the energy sector, how to start your own business. You don't really have to wait to start big. You can actually start little. And when you start little, you create your own space, get the right personnel to work with you, collaborate with other people. By so doing, you grow. Then we have Dr. Adamu from PTI, who talked about how to navigate the industry as well, how to get the right skills and everything that will fully equip you in the industry. Then we had a panel of 5 people that spoke. Most of them spoke from industry experience, some spoke from the academic sector, then some talked about how to merge the academic sector and those that play at the field so that everything will be balanced and we get the most out of the oil and gas industry.
Thank you very much. Okay, who again? Who else wants to share his or her experience, feedback based on our thoughts yesterday, what we are all taught or we learned yesterday to enable us innovate, enable us improve in all that we are doing? I guess that's that. Okay. Thank you very much for your feedback. Meanwhile, in the next few minutes, we will start the program. So I want to implore those who are behind to please come front because the front seats are for the VIPs. Please, if you are behind, kindly come front. Please. All the exhibitors, please sit on the front rows. All the exhibitors for the energy lab, please sit on the front rows. Exhibitors for the energy lab, please.
Like, well, as the other ones come, we just limit their speeches. We're supposed to finish everything between 2 and 4. When they've been giving their speech, their pitches, come up here. Ladies and gentlemen, please let's have one house. Please pay attention. We'll be starting the session with the Energy Idea Lab exhibitors. For those of us who are here for the first time, especially those of you who are visitors, we've run the Energy Idea Lab for a while now. The idea, or basically the concept, is to encourage homegrown innovations. So what you'll be seeing today, you'll be seeing inventors or innovators who have designed their own technologies. Most of them have prototypes. Some of them have scaled up their designs. Some of them have their products already in the market. Each innovator is going to give a pitch. So basically what they're going to do is tell us about their innovation or their technology. They're going to tell us the usefulness of that innovation or technology to the sector. And if such innovation goes beyond the energy sector, that means it can be applied in other sectors. That allow us to know that. And then after a while, they'll be called up to a panel. We have a moderator. He's going to ask them questions. When they are done with the questions from the moderator, there'll also be a question session for each and every one of us. So feel free to interact. It's a highly interactive session. Ask the questions you want to ask. Opportunities for partnership, etc. So just in about a minute or two, we'll start formally. Thank you.
Okay. DJ, thank you very much. Yes, thank you. Please get seated, settle down, because we have just started. We've just started. Okay? We already have distributors in our midst. They're already present. So we'll start with a gentleman I know very well. Thank you very much. Okay? One of the youngest MDs I've met in this industry. One of the youngest MDs. That is a handsome young man, but he's very old. So we'll start with one of the exhibitors who is here, Mr. Austin Mbemere. Okay, Mbemere, Mr. Austin, is the MD of Rockview Energy. MD of Rockview Energy. So he's going to be one of our exhibitors and the first to give us a pitch on the Energy Ideal Lab. Okay, Rockview Energy basically is an integrated energy solution company focused on supporting the oil and gas, power and renewable solution. That's basically what they are into. And it is open for partnership. We have ideas, we have solutions to whatever thing we want to do. Okay. All right, so you come up, walk up to him. He's an open young man, discussion, networking, all you need. So please, with a clap offering, please, a clap offering. Let us welcome Mr. Austin Mbemere. Thank you.
Thank you very much. When I heard clap offering, I thought we were in the church. All right, so basically my name is Austin Mbemere, as rightly introduced. I'm the managing director for Rockview Integrated Energy Solutions Limited, for short, Rockview Energy. And as a company, we are focused on supporting both the oil and gas industry and the renewable energy company. So I give you a bit of background on how we started and where we are now and what we are also projecting towards. So Rockview Integrated Energy Solutions started as a wholly oil and gas service company. But of course, as you would know, that in life, for everything that is worth doing, takes a lot of time, number one. You meet a lot of challenges along the way. And so it's your decision that you want to continue to persist until you succeed that guarantees your success at the end of the day. So by the time we met a lot of bottlenecks and roadblocks in the oil and gas industry, we had to sit down to re-strategize and say, okay, how can we keep the company afloat and keep the company running so we don't just shut down just like that. So we now had to say, okay, let's look for low-hanging fruit. So in thinking about low-hanging fruit, that's when we came up with a product of the company called Solar Power Solutions. So for Solar Power Solutions, we are, providing solar power solutions to homes, to offices, and we also do that by also installing solar power systems, CCTV, and other automated systems for homes and for businesses. So basically for us, it was a strategy. Apart from being a strategy for survival, it was also a strategy in line with the global call for energy transition. So we wanted to play a role. And of course, as our name, Rockview Integrated Energy. So as a company, we have a philosophy. Fossil fuel is not our enemy. Renewable energy is not our enemy. We are there to support both sources of energy. Why? Because, first of all, I'm an African, and I know that even though there is a global call to end fossil fuel exploration and production all over the world, for Africa, the question is, are we really ready right now with what we have on ground? If we shut down fossil fuel as a whole and say, okay, let's depend on renewable energy, can that sustain us all the way? So what I propose or what I see is a future where we'll have energy mix. Fossil fuel is playing a role and renewable energy is also playing a role. So both of them are very relevant to sustaining Africa, to meet our energy needs. Yeah, basically. So for us, we are playing a role in supporting both industries. So for oil and gas, we do procurement, we do engineering support services and construction as well. So and while also leveraging on supporting, using solar to support all those oil and gas companies, because whether you like it or not, those companies also run operations. And some of their operations, they're also trying to be environmentally friendly, so they are now embracing renewable. So when they come to them and as a charge to say, hey, you are messing up the environment, you are, so they can say, yes, we are exploring for oil and gas in a sustainable manner, and we are also, imbibing innovation into our operations by leveraging on renewable energy technologies, yeah? And of course, if you see some of their facilities, they are powered by solar. So that's a way to also balance the narrative, So, like I said, we just have to be realistic with where we are in Africa to say we must support oil and gas projects and companies. The only thing that is coming up right now, and I think I support, is to see how we can explore and produce those oil and gas in a sustainable manner that is cleaner, devoid of carbon emission. So that's where technologies like carbon capture emission is coming up, trying to mop up the carbon that is emitted into the environment, which actually causes environmental degradation. And of course, just to also share perspective that perhaps oil and gas, the carbon emission, is causing a lot of environmental challenges all over the world. If you look at statistics, you find out that Africa as a whole is contributing less than 4% of that figure. So if you look at it critically, Africa basically is not just, we're just a victim, yeah? We are not the major, contributor to the harm, that the global crisis that is happening. We're just a victim of, and of course, Africa is actually at a place where we're also adversely affected, by climate change and all of that. So basically, I want to see a future where, oil and gas companies will continue to explore and produce oil and gas to power Africa. And of course, but they must do that in a sustainable manner, that they are leveraging on technology to reduce the carbon emission, or probably have a way to, produce, in a cleaner way. And of course, we also have, a new barrage of renewable energy sources coming into the place, so that there is a mix, and then also see how companies can also have maybe policies that will also encourage companies that they should have a component of their operation driven by a renewable source. I think that is something that I see that is going to work, and that is where my company come in, to provide solar power solutions to these oil and gas companies, for them to deliver their operations sustainably, and then also have a different narrative when they are speaking to stakeholders, to government, and of course, to policymakers, to say, they are producing oil and gas, but they are also doing something about it. They're also improving, they're also adopting innovation, leveraging on solar or wind or any other renewable source of energy in their energy to meet their energy needs, basically. So for us, basically, we are looking forward to working with different companies, who are looking forward to optimizing and embracing other alternative sources of energy to power their operations. Currently, as a company, we are a little bit engaged. We're actually a little bit engaged by providing solar power systems for homes and for businesses. But we want to scale it up, to say, hey, it's not just solar power, it's not just mini systems for homes and for business, but we're also looking at also getting into the mini grid space that will power communities and all of that. And then probably we'll have a system where it will be metered, and then we'll also be able to get return on investment, that will be able to commit in that regard. So that's basically it. For now, I'll probably hand over to the next person. And then I'm also open to question and answer. Then maybe that will give me some direction and thoughts to share. Thank you very much. Okay.
Thank you very much. Okay, we have one innovator present in our midst. Okay, is there any other innovator here that I should recognize? Any other innovator that I should recognize? Okay. Now we'll push down to the question parts, okay, Q&A. If you have any question to ask him since he's here present, please indicate. We have number 1. Okay, please give him.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Shola Kayode. I was the Nigerian representative to UNIDO in France. I'm very much impressed with this promising young man's innovation. And presently, I'm looking at the Nigerian food system. I'm also working in the Nigerian food system. And we've noticed that post-harvest losses equates to about 30%, right, along the entire value chain. So I'm actually looking at areas where we can arrest the wastages on farm, at farm gates, in logistics, in processing, storage, and everything. And that's where you come in. Now, in terms of powering the systems, at farm gate, for farm gate processes, for agro produce coming from the farm and turning it into secondary input for next processing, I'm inclined to suggest that people like you will be relevant, especially for agro processes. Let me give you an example. On a farm, we have just harvested and we are worried about the deterioration of the products before it reaches the final destination. So we want to do some processing at farm gate. May I ask, are you in a position to produce or provide what we call solar mats? Solar mats might be a solution, maybe if you look into that, which you can deploy and bring to the farm gate. When we finish used, it could even come in a container. You power the system, the machines, after the process, after we finished, especially for bulk items that contain a lot of water. We don't need to transport them over distances to the factory where they will processed. With the water by 70%, so that we're actually freighting matched or the water the products. Maybe you can look into that area. I'm prepared to partner with you. I can give you my card and we can talk after this session. Thank you.
All right. Thank you very much. I appreciate the contribution. That wasn't okay, so basically, what you said is actually a problem that's actually valid, especially in the agricultural space. People harvest their produce, and sometimes the time that it takes for them to transport it from their farm to the market where they're going to sell and get their money. Along that process, a lot of the product gets damaged. Yeah. So what I would think is, or what I know that actually exists right now is a lot of farms are also leveraging on solar, right, to power their farms. And of course, they're also leveraging on solar to have cooling systems. Yeah. So those cooling systems also help them to preserve their products. And some of those products are already in the market, that farmers can also leverage on. Yeah. For now, we're not doing that, but maybe we can explore that as is further. Yeah, so that's what I can say in that regard. And thank you very much for the contribution. Any other question?
Okay, thank you very much for that contribution, sir. So any other inquiry, any other question, anywhere you don't understand, you need to be clarified, or you need to be contribute and find how you can partner with Rockview Energy Solution. Okay.
Hello. Yeah. Good afternoon. My name is Edith Young Willie from EBTS, Energy Business Total Solutions. So mine is more like a contribution, not a question. Last month, I did research with Innovation Hub here, Innovate Hub here in Abuja, and they passed out a particular research. I think the former vice president of ECOWAS was present. Dignitaries from Osun State Government House were present. They passed out this particular innovation that is a device that they can use to check. They attach it to each solar panel. So if any solar panel is faulty, it tells them the particular solar panel that has issues and lets them know. Probably maybe stone hits the panel and then rain falls, so they can identify which one has fault contribution.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much for that contribution. That's wonderful, perfect, and awesome. Okay, thank you. Okay, any other question, clarification, contribution? Since he's still around.
Since there's no question, so I will make a request just to say that as a company, we are open to working with schools and individuals that probably want to provide solar power solutions for their alma mater or their schools, yeah. And then we're also open for business, yeah, to provide solar power systems for homes, for offices. And just recently, we got into the telecommunication space, and we're also providing solar power solutions to power their masts. I'm sure you see all those MTN masts and those. So we've gotten in that space, and we're also providing solar power solutions to those telecommunication masts right now. Yeah, thank you very much.
Okay, I've just been informed now, reliably, that AEDC has increased their tariff. AEDC, they have increased their tariff. So that means our NEPA light, our NEPA bill will skyrocket again. So the only solution now we have is the solar energy, solar panel. No matter the question you have, it is also for domestic use, commercial use, corporate use, office use. So feel free to ask your questions. Not only the card, ask questions here. Don't call him. Ask questions here. Hello? Ask questions here. Don't call him.
Sorry, to be honest, the essence of this kind of sessions is to ask questions. My own observation most times running these workshops is that lots of people like to meet the presenters at the end. It's nice. But if you don't ask certain questions, then what question will you really be asking when you meet the person? He said something about his product. It doesn't mean that the product is excellent. So you can ask questions about its authenticity. How operational is this, etc. Nobody's asking questions about cost. Nobody's asking questions about cost. Nobody's asking about, does he have partnerships with retail companies where you can buy from, or do you buy directly from his organization? The essence of this whole thing is networking. But if you sit down there and assume that you've gotten it, I guarantee you that you've not gotten even 50%. So please ask. We're all everyday people here, so nobody should feel shy about anything. And no question is silly. So just ask the questions. Worst case scenario, those of us who maybe understand the technicality will now answer the question or restructure your question better. So thank you.
Thank you very much, sir. We have someone who wants to ask a question. Please, come. And our voice is not that loud. Please, give her the mic. Please, I want to hear her. After that.
I'm very sorry. My voice is wonderful. I run an NGO that's into energy education for schools. Thank you. For secondary schools. We wanted to see how, while we were talking, I was envisioning a partnership that we could work together to see how you could train some of our students. One, I don't know if you do trainings. Yeah, we would love you to train some of our students. We have energy clubs all over Nigeria, scattered around. And we would also like to aside trainings. My voice is bad. I would love to talk to him later, but I want to do a partnership with my NGO. Thank you very much.
Okay, please, can we give her a hand of applause, please? Clap for her, please. Clap for her. I was able to hear her. Did you hear her? Thank you very much.
Okay, so thank you very much. So Yes, so to answer you, it's doable. Yeah, it's doable because as a company, we should have a CSR component of the company. For me, training should be a way of giving back to the society because if you raise more people, they will be able to. By the way, we do that currently. We also run internships. So we even have interns working with us currently. And the idea is to train them. And by the time they get their hands on the technology and how to run the full value chain of the business, they will be able to set up their own. Yeah, so we are not majorly focused on you must work with us and end with us. There are people that come, learn the work, but at least that period of engagement, you're going to be dedicated so that you can learn the work and then also work with us across different projects that we're working on during that period so that you have a hands-on experience. And then afterwards, you can probably go on and start up your own company, basically. Yeah. Yeah.
Hello, Madam Osha. Okay, thank you very much, okay, for the clarification. We had a hand up there. Okay, please help the young man. Yes.
Good afternoon, everybody. I'm interested in getting a solar to enable me power my small equipment vis-a-vis production of products, more especially in the night and early morning. But I was discouraged because there was a time I got to meet somebody that was using solar, and in the night, around 9:30, thereabout, the solar could not empower his little equipment. So I was discouraged on that aspect. But I said, let me ask that question here so that I could be enlightened. If there could be a solution to that, to allay my fear, vis-a-vis empowering my equipment in the night or early morning, because that is the time I mostly need that.
All right, thank you very much. Straight up, something that we need to know is that, number one, solar is scalable. Number two, sometimes when people want to do solar installations, they run into the wrong hands, yeah? And when I say the wrong hands, they run into non-professionals who just feel, oh, off my head, this is what it should be. And they go ahead and do installation. That is not the right way to go. The right way to go is that you want to do a solar system. First of all, you do energy audit. So in doing that energy audit, you'll be able to identify exactly what capacity can power and supply and meet your expectation. So if that is not done, there's going to be frustration along the line. Yeah? So, and again, during the energy audit, one will be able to tell the power rating of the appliances that you have in your house. Your bulbs, your sockets, your TV, your fan, your fridge, all of that. The power consumption will be put together. And then with that, you will be able to tell, this is the kill of my battery more, because I know that in the night there is no sun. During the day there is sun, but in the night there is no sun. So those are some of the details that some people do not pay attention to, and then they run into. For me, okay, I give you a practical example, and this is real. Where I live currently, the landlord said he wanted to do renovation, that we should step out and then come back after he's done his renovation. So I stepped out. I didn't want to leave the house, actually. So after like 1 month, I came back. By the time I came back, I now realized that NEPA people came and placed a penalty on all the meters because the meter powering the pumping machine went bad, and the gateman now connected it directly to NEPA. So when they saw that, instead of placing penalty on the meter that is bad, they placed it across all the meters in the whole compound. So by the time I came back, I was recharging. I couldn't have light. So for a month plus, I've been running on solar. So if I didn't have solar, that means I would be in darkness with my family, right? So what that means is that I'm running solar 24/7. But before I could achieve that, I knew already this is what I'm looking at. This is the power rating of my fridge. This is the power rating of my television. This is the power rating of my fans. This is my bulbs. All the bulbs have power rating, whether 20 watts, 10 watts, 15 watts. I put all of that together. And again, the battery bank has a capacity. Yeah? Battery bank has a capacity. If it's 220 amp battery, for example, how many do I need to have? And then the total power consumption that I need, and I need it to run for 24 hours. I will do the division. Can this power bank also help me sustain and give me what I need? Now, and then during the day, I'm guaranteed of at least 5 hours of sun. So the solar panels that I have on my roof can each charge my battery full before the sun goes down, so that whatever I have in my battery bank can take me all through the night till the next day morning. And of course, the sun comes out again, and of course, it will start charging again. And again, even the components, in going into details, there are also differences. There are more quality products, and there are inferior products out there in the market. So those details can actually make or mar an installation. For example, the panels, there are regular panels out there, and there is a tier 1 panel. Tier 1 panels are on the first grade of solar panels. These solar panels are panels that even if it's raining, it will still be charging your battery. It will still be getting, as far as it's exposed to sun, any bright light, it will be capturing, the energy. And then it also has the ability to also track the direction of the sun. So the sun is here, and of course, the sun is not static. It moves. That's also another thing I also want to talk about. So before we do every installation, we do mapping. Yeah, I will do mapping. I will map the direction of the sun. So if the direction of the sun is like this, that means my solar panel, right, has to face in that direction, so that even if it's turning and going, it is still touching my solar panel and charging my battery, right? So those are some of the details, the technicalities that, of course, some of people, and again, there are a lot of quacks in that space. Everyone will tell you I'm an installer. Even an electrician who does not even understand the solar system and how it works and the details. Even working with solar charge controllers, there are also specifics that we also look at. Do you understand? The open circuit voltage, the short circuit current, all of these things are put together to actually know. Someone can have a lot of panels and the battery is not being charged. It's not that the person does not have enough solar panels. The person has enough solar panel, but the solar panel wasn't connected in the right way. Because your charge controller, even if it's a hybrid inverter, it has a rating. And then maybe you will see the maximum input voltage might be, for example, 145 volts. And then the panel, maybe if it's a regular panel, probably it will be about 38.2 volts. So you now know that, okay, if I want to achieve what I want to get, if I put 38.2 times 3, whatever that figure is, it's not exceeding 145 volts. So you are fine. So if you want to do more than, if it's 3 panels that you put together to have that, yeah? For example, if you have 12 panels, you can't connect all those 12 panels together and send it to that charge controller and expect it to charge your battery. It won't work. You have a lot of panels, but it's not giving you what you want. All you need to do, connect them 3 in series, and then you parallel 4 sets. So that way, your battery will be able to charge optimally. So there are a lot of details that one should pay attention to, during solar installation. Thank you very much.
Yes, okay, thank you. Continue.
Good afternoon, all. My question is this. You produce solar.
Okay, so basically, as a company, we provide power solutions. We are not manufacturers. We don't manufacture. We leverage on manufacturers' products to deliver power solution. Yeah. And for me, that's a low. Oh. Okay, so. Okay, so we leverage on already manufactured products by reliable companies to deliver power solution. Like I said, what I've said in the last few minutes will tell you that it's not about buying products. It's about also installing it properly and also having the right detail on how to use it so they can get value, extract value from it. I've met a lot of people that will tell me solar does not work. In fact, I will have a client, right? The man invested about 4 million naira in solar. And then in less than 1 month, everything packed up. They say, solar does not work, it does not work. So what made her to get in touch with us is that we've done a job for someone living opposite her house. So she noticed that they have a carport, solar carport, because we use the solar carport. The man didn't want solar panels on his roof. So we had to construct a carport, and then the carport is covered all by solar panel, tier 1 panels, by the way. So she noticed that every time that she's seeing light in that house, even when there is no light in the estate, and of course, even when the light goes right now, there's still light steady. So even if it's generator they are using, at least the light will go off, and then they will go turn on that gen, and then it will come up. But there's no break. So she monitored it for a while. So she now called our phone number, right? And then when we came, she said, and the husband said, no, and by the way, the husband is a big guy in the oil and gas industry. He said, I don't believe in solar. This thing doesn't work. It's my wife that's really disturbing me. By the way, women love solar. I don't know. From experience, women love solar a lot because of the ease. They don't have to go and start drawing. Light has gone and there's still light. Yeah. So the woman insisted that we'll do something, but the husband wasn't having it. So the woman said, okay, let her just give us a try. So we did our installation from that day till now. Last time I went, the man said, I never believed in solar, but right now, I believe in solar. So what happened? The material sourcing is one. I've talked about it. The way of installation is also there. So there are details that if you don't pay attention to these details, you're going to have issue and think that solar does not work. Like I said, almost 2 months now, I've been running only on solar. I don't have NEPA. I don't have gen. I'm running only on solar. And again, one thing too with solar, it tends to get expensive at the initial startup. The startup cost can look expensive. But when you look at it on the long run, do your mathematics, you find out that, man, there is a lot of savings. I'm making a lot of savings. So that's basically what I want to say in that regard. Thank you.
Okay, just stand here, please. No, come. We are not done yet. We're not done yet. We still have about 2 or 3 hands. 1, 2. Who again? Okay, just 2 persons left. All right. The mic, please. Okay, 3 persons left. Okay.
Addition is just from a technical angle. One thing we should try to understand, if you looked at the presentations yesterday, there was a question on energy literacy or energy education. That question was very deliberate for that panel. And the reason is this. Most times we use electricity or we use energy. From this part of the world, we might be choosing what provides our source of electricity or energy based on aesthetics, based on cost. But when you're looking at renewables, you also need to be looking at the angle of how your energy is being used and how it's also being saved. Lots of times that could also, That could also inform your choice of the renewable energy source you probably want to invest in. I just thought to throw that in. So sometimes solutions like his also help save costs that could have been incurred if you are paying for electricity from the grid directly, or if you are using your generator. So lots of times it's good for us to understand the economics in the energy source. That would also inform your choice of selection and why you are buying or why you're investing.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Okay.
Thank you very much for the presentation. My name is Kasmi from the Commonwealth Youth. My question goes like this. I know in Nigeria, we have kind of 2 solar panels in Nigeria we are using. We have monocrystalline and the polycrystalline solar panel. And based on my research, when we attended the ECOWAS Renewable Energy Summit, they say that the battery cell, a solar panel does not destroy, it is cell that destroy. Because over time, I used to see some of the solar panel, after some months or years, it got bad. The lightning, it's very down. So I'm asking, what actually is the cost of such happening? Where at times the solar panel got bad or the cell that got bad. There's an ongoing project within Aseni at Nasarawa. They say they're building solar panel or solar cell. I don't know which one they are doing to, but I want to highlight more the choices of us using that monocrystalline, which we know is popular, that monocrystalline solar panel than polycrystalline panel, and then the aspect of the durability and sustainability of that. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. So basically, I'm sure in your research, maybe you also figured out that in this part of the world, that the monocrystalline panel is more optimized for our use than polycrystalline panels. In some other part of the world, because basically sometimes people just use generic things, what has worked somewhere else, and then think it will work here. For us, Africa, and the kind of sun we have, monocrystalline panels harvest more energy, yeah, as opposed to polycrystalline panels. If you go to India, I know some of them use polycrystalline panel for their applications, yeah, but what we use majorly in Nigeria and perhaps in Africa is monocrystalline panels. And then talking about panel getting bad, by the way, in the full spectrum of solar energy and solar technology, panel is the last thing that will get bad. A solar panel has a lifeline of probably about 25 years. So just imagine using something for 25 years. That's a long time. So if you use it after 25 years and it gets bad, not that it will get bad, the efficiency will keep reducing over time. Yeah? And then maybe at that 25 years, it will still be charging, but not efficiently at the full capacity. So solar panel is the last thing that will get bad. Maybe you talked about, maybe you talked about lightning. So now, when people do solar installation, like I also said, there are a lot of quacks in the market. They don't pay attention to science and some details. We all know that we'll have thunderstorm, we'll have lightning. Why do people build houses and put thunder arrestor on top of their building? There's a reason. So the same thing too. People will do solar installation and they do not have any way that they are tying their solar installation to the earthing system in that house. So it's something that we do deliberately. And we'll have a demonstration at our booth so that our installation is not just the solar panel going straight to the charge controller and to the battery. No. We tie the solar panel to the earthing system of the house. We tie the inverter system to the earthing system in the house, right? And we also have components and gadgets that we work with that also help us with that. If you go to our booth, you will see that we have a breaker box. That breaker box has different things. Inside there is a surge protector. The surge protector is taking care of lightning and thunder. Yeah? We have AVR. AVR is there taking care of low voltage or high voltage or high current or low current. Yeah? So that if there is any unusual high voltage, it doesn't affect, go and spoil the inverter. The worst case scenario, that component, AVR, will just give up. And it's easier for me to buy AVR of 20,000, 25,000 than for me to go and be buying an inverter of maybe 400 or 500 or even $1 million or plus. So we deliberately plate so it can, if they don't do proper installation, it can give up and then someone will say, hey, the solar panel has spoiled in less than 1 year or two. Solar panels do not spoil like that. It doesn't. Yeah. Thank you. The cell do also, so now, the cell you're talking about, the solar panel, basically, the way it's configured, is a frame that has a glass. And then under the glass, that's where the cells come in. Yeah? And the cells are connected, to the controller, under the module under it. Yeah? And of course, you connect it to your wiring and to your charge controller and all of that. So if the glass is intact, there's no how the cell will spoil. Except maybe the glasses are broken. Then it will now penetrate and get to the cell. But the cell ordinarily I've not encountered a case where the cells are bad and then the glass is still intact. No. There must be an impact that will affect the solar panel. If there's no impact, there's nothing that, it doesn't fail like that. Yeah.
Okay, thank you very much. Thank you very much. Okay, we only have, Okay, this is the last one, please. Madam, no, he said first. Sorry, sir, please. Thank you very much.
Good afternoon, everybody. Biodun Oriade is my name. MD, I want to thank you very much for the energy taken to explain what you do, to explain your product. Now, my question is, how do you really package your partnership, business partnership, with a third party or another company? How do you really do that? Thank you very much.
Okay, so what I want to say in this regard, maybe it's also a learning curve for some other persons. So what I've come to realize or understand is business is all about partnership and collaborations. In the initial time of the business, I didn't understand that aspect. And I've also come to understand that there are interests in probably every business transaction. Yeah. So what I've done after I have learned the hard way is that if I have a third party who is probably pushing a job to us, yeah, we'll have a conversation, yeah, and of course we give commission for such effort, because someone will spend time and effort talking to a company and then pull out a business for you and then you go and execute and eat your profit all by yourself. No. So initially, I thought, that's how business is being run, but it's not what I've learned, especially in Nigeria. So if there are businesses that you get through persons, there has to be a commission model to it. So there are commission models to business transactions. Yeah.
Just one person, please.
All right. My name is Tayo Amo. I want you to explain, how do you run solar for 2 months without powering your inverter, without charging it? Because I was confused. At least you need electricity.
Maybe you didn't hear me well. Okay, so let me explain. Solar system has 3 major components. Every other thing is add-on or accessories. The major component, number 1, solar panel. Number 2, inverter. Number 3, battery. The solar panel, the work of the solar panel is to capture the energy from the sun, send it to my battery, and then the battery, what the work does, the battery is energy storage, strictly storage. The inverter itself, what it does is to convert direct current to alternating current. By the way, the energy that is being captured from the sun is direct current. The energy that is being stored in the battery is direct current. The solar panel will take the energy from the battery, convert it from direct current to alternating current, and that is what you use in your house. What we use in our house is all the sockets, the appliances, majority of them are alternating current enabled. So when you ask, how have I run solar for 2 months without electricity? It's doable. I have enough solar panel on my roof. What do I need? The solar panel is charging my battery banks, and my battery bank my inverter is taking energy from my battery bank and is converting it to alternating current. I supply it to my house. So, and I've been running that for almost 2 months now. So in the morning, as the battery is getting low because you've been using it all through the night, the sun will come out again. And of course, we'll start charging the system. And then by the end of, maybe by 5, 6, the sun would have gone. The battery is full. I will still use it throughout the night. In the morning again, the sun comes out. And like I said earlier, there are tier 1 panels which, even under low light, in fact, in the morning, as early as 9, 10, it has started charging. So it's doable. There are companies that are actually off-grid. They don't have any business to do with electricity. And of course, there are communities that are off-grid. They run on solar all the way. So it's doable and it's possible. Yeah.
Okay, please. Thank
you. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Dr. Kanti. I'm from Global Initiative for Tolerance. I know you are in the business of solar energy, which is an alternative energy source. And up to now, I still want to see that alternative energy, which will be more affordable than hydro. You understand me? Which will be a solution. not another money-taking event. Sorry. Then secondly, I want to add to what a brother just said now. Solar energy actually has been named as a solar. I'm an architect, sorry, and I travel wide. There are some solar power street light now, like in Dubai, that charges with sun in the daytime and also charges with the moon at night. I don't know if you have seen it, but it's in Sharjah, it's in Dubai Atlantic. Then, please, I want you to ponder more on that affordable alternative energy. Please, thank you very much.
Okay, thank you very much. So, the solution to that problem is not anything that any of us here can solve right now, and that's being realistic. Number one, from where we stand right now, Africa is not the manufacturing hub for the world. Majority of the components that I've talked about, we are not manufacturing them. If there are companies that are manufacturing those components, they are probably less than 1% or 2% of all the manufacturers in the world. So you find out that majority of the product that we use in the renewable space, they are all imported. The battery, the inverter, the solar panel. So you find out that, and of course, because we are not manufacturing, we don't dictate the price. If someone, for example, now you run a business and you go to China or India, for example, and bring in solar panel, bring in battery, bring in inverter, and then through that process, you are coming in, there are a lot of challenges and costs that you didn't expect. Of course, when you are selling, you factor it into your sales. And is the landing cost that you probably put your markup on and sell. So at the end of the day, that landing cost might not look convenient and cheap to an ordinary man. So that's why it's looking as if things are very, very expensive right now. But if, as a country, we become more deliberate, and also try to see how we can go into manufacturing. And by the way, just to mention, one of our Oga sitting here is also into manufacturing, and he can tell you the level of challenges that he's going through manufacturing. I'm talking about power stove. They manufacture stoves. Let him talk about it a bit.
Hello, everyone. Thank you so much. Power Stove manufactures different models of cook stoves in Abuja and somewhere in Kuje. And being a manufacturing company in Nigeria at this time is quite taxing and also challenging. We spent every day minimum of 100,000 naira on diesel just to power the machines. And diesel now is on average 1,700 per liter. And nobody's thinking about that. So it means that my cost is going to go up, whether I like it or not, because I must produce. So it's part of the challenges. Thank you.
So you see that even for the local manufacturers, there are challenges as well. So, except maybe we'll probably have a large scale of manufacturers in the renewable energy space. And by the way, that is also why some African countries are not buying into renewable, because they feel that the bigger value chain of renewable energy, the beneficiaries is not, Nigeria or Africa is not on the map. The biggest beneficiaries of renewable energy in the world, China, India, because they have the manufacturing hub. They are the ones manufacturing. So even as they are driving, and again, that's also why, geopolitics is looking as if the Western world, they are actually stuck. They are trying to say, we don't want to depend on Africa because of fossil fuel. Let's migrate to renewable. And then at some point they realize that, this renewable that we have migrated to is actually empowering our enemy, China. So they are in a fix, basically. So that's why I said, for us, we'll have to look at low-hanging fruits and how to optimize value for now and for tomorrow. We don't want to get into that drama or that. We want to see how can we get value from fossil fuel? How can we get value from renewable? And like I said, the future that I foresee for Africa is an energy mix. And that is what I feel it should be. We did solar installation for ATC. ATC is one of the companies managing telecommunication site for MTN. Yeah, so in that site where we installed solar system, it wasn't just solar system they are using. They have a hybrid system. They have their standby generators. And then we installed solar. They have solar. And of course, they have transformers. That means they have NEPA and electricity. So all those components, all the machines goes off. You won't have network on your phone. So they have deliberately made sure, for majority of their sites all across Nigeria now, it's an ongoing project, and we are participating in some of them. So they are actually deliberately making sure that they have solar in all of them, especially with the rising cost of diesel, so that they want to be in a place where even if we cannot buy diesel, our solar and our NEPA electricity should be able to run our sites 24/7. We are not saying phase out generator. We are not saying phase out. Let's have an energy mix. Generator is playing a role. Solar is playing a role. And of course, NEPA electricity is also playing a role. Thank you.
Please, can we just clap for him, please? Can you, because our time has, we've spent our time more than what we allocated for this particular project. Okay. The only thing we do is he may wish to give you his contact, that you can contact him personally or in the office for further follow-up. Okay, please, we get back to the next program, next event, because we've really flooded the whole questions. But before we go, I want to invite the moderator of the event. We have a panel, okay? So we have to sit, relax again while the panel emerge. Okay. I want to invite the moderator, Mr. N.I.E.S. He is when you hear of cook fast, save money, he is the one. Please, let's clap for him, please.
Hello, everyone. Thank you for still spending your time with us. My name is N.I.E.S. I'm the founder and CEO of Power Stove Energy. Power Stove Energy is a homegrown Nigerian company that have expanded from here in Abuja to Kenya. We were in Kenya last year. We moved it into Kenya. We're in US, we're in UK. And what we do is we produce cook stoves, different models of cook stove that you know. And also we have cook stove that will have 6 patents on it. Our stove allows electricity. So you cook in your kitchen. Pellet is produced from waste, wood or agricultural waste, and is very cheap. So you can cook and save money and also cook fast. So for this next session, I'll have the opportunity to moderate, allow us to feel free to interact, ask questions. We'll try as much as possible to ensure that all the questions that you ask is fully answered to the best of our knowledge. So, I want to start to moderate the session. So, if you check online, if you search, the network here has been a little not encouraging. If you check online and check Power Stove Energy, you have a full grasp of what we do. I think we are moving into our 6th year of operations. We have the largest indigenous stove company. The goal is to ensure that even as the cost of gas is going up, you have more alternative that is quicker, faster, safer to cook your food. So as we transit into the clean energy transition, people want to have opportunity to have constant electricity. We listened to a very good friend, the last speaker, Austin, who is doing amazing work in the solar and the renewable space. It gives us an opportunity to understand that, okay, what happens, like he mentioned, the energy mix. What happens in the night if you have your solar on the rooftop and at night there's no sun to charge your batteries? And it's also an opportunity to tell you that our cook stove can also charge those batteries. So if when you are cooking, you generate your own electricity. Okay. 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 All right, thank you. I will also, like I was saying,
the awareness is very.
Check.
So we are currently in an.
Once again,
what I'm saying,
revenue, for people to look in takers. So, thank you.
Oh, deem me fit to go to the booth, see how the stove.
So tomorrow is going to be a power AM, and it's going to be on energy supply chain and procurement. And then we're going to have a gentleman from 9:30. So John Booth. So you can see these things they were talking.